Governor Jeff Landry is vowing to clean up after plant explosion in Tangipahoa Parish. The explosion and fire at Smitty Supply in Roseland sent thousands of gallons of oil and chemicals into area waterways and onto people's homes and businesses. I sat down with independent tester Scott Smith, who shared new test results exclusively with LPB. Joining me now is Scott Smith, an independent tester. We want to talk about the Roseland explosion, Smitty Supply, all of that oil going into the river, into people's homes. You have new results exclusive to us. What did you find?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Christina. What we found is products of incomplete combustion called dioxins from the toxic plume. We found dangerous toxic metals like nickel and other things. And we also found dangerous volatile compounds like toluene and a whole host of other compounds. And when you mix these together, there are no standards, and it creates big problems for the health and the environment.
I want to talk about the level of dioxins. I saw some of your research. Now, you compare the level to Roseland much higher than you did to an explosion in Ohio. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Very important. In East Palestine, Ohio, people are dying there from what they've been exposed to. When I first landed and went on the ground in East Palestine, within the first week, the highest dioxin level in water was called 9 parts per quadrillion, otherwise known as the TEQ. So to put that into context, the level in Roseland was 165 in a pond near ground zero. So that is not just a multiple of 2 or 3. It's a very significant elevation.
So Lieutenant General Honore was on the ground with you yesterday. He compared this to the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. What can you say on that?
This is very close to the BP oil spill disaster when you look at the spread of the oil and the compounds we're finding. And I would add to what General Honore is saying that this is also like East Palestine, Ohio, unfortunately, with the dioxins and the toxic plume that has deposited the soot and the ash in people's pools, in their yards, and in their ponds.
What are the short-term health effects for people in the area?
The short-term health effects so far have been respiratory issues, bloody noses, brain fog, dizziness, and a whole host of other issues. And many of the residents have provided me with diagnoses from their doctors that say chemical exposure.
What are the long-term effects?
Long-term effects, unfortunately, let's look at East Palestine. Cancer outbreaks, thyroid cancer is now very prevalent in East Palestine. And people are dying in East Palestine from a whole host of not just cancer, but other issues.
Do you feel that officials are downplaying this? The national media is talking about it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it is being downplayed. And I believe it's being downplayed for a multitude of reasons. Some reasons are just lack of education, and some reasons are follow the money. It's that simple, follow the money, and there is what appears to be a lot of undue influence.
What comes next for you guys?
We're very early stages of doing the testing, and I'm here on my 3rd round of testing, and we're going downstream in the Tangipahoa River, where I'm getting all kinds of messages from residents about continued oil and continued spread of the oil and other contamination. But now we're at least able initially with preliminary results to tell people these mixtures of chemicals and what they may have been exposed to. The bottom line is you really don't need my testing or anybody else's testing to know that none of these reported health symptoms were there from any of the people or the pets or anybody else prior to the Smitty's fire and explosion. It's that simple.
What do you say to the families watching that live in those communities that are being impacted?
I say in all families in chemical impacted communities, you're not alone. Connect on social media, reach out to others from Conyers, Georgia, from East Palestine, Ohio, Moss Landing. You're seeing the same unfortunate playbook being executed, irrespective of who's in office.
Is there anything else you would like to say on the subject?
I think it's time for a change. The systemic failure is across all political parties. This is not about politics, because you saw East Palestine under a Democrat, and now you see Roseland under a Republican. There is no change. And the EPA has failed the citizens, but there's an opportunity for improvement here, for everybody to work together for the benefit of the impacted community.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. We appreciate the exclusive. Thank you guys so much for the work you're doing.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Scott Smith.